What do I know? I'm just a girl on the internet. Do you want to know what Reddit thread has been absolutely frying me as of recently? If you don't know, I'm a big fan of Reddit. Clearly, met my boyfriend on Reddit, which is crazy. If you don't know that story, I have a whole podcast episode about it. But Reddit truly is just a place to feel seen, feel heard, brain rot, learn a little, feel validated, feel like you have some kind of community, also be personally victimized, also learn fun facts. Reddit is just a plethora of knowledge, truly. No, this isn't sponsored. With that being said, Reddit can also be a very scary place. There are some deep, dark, scary sides of Reddit in which I suggest you do not visit. Okay, I've stumbled across them on accident before. I can't unsee what I've already seen. I can't undo that. Yeah, my eyeballs have already seen things I can't unseen. Anywho, the Reddit subreddit that I'm in right now that is absolutely frying me, sending me all the way to the moon, orbiting and coming back, is r/tragedy. Okay, and it's not spelled like you would think the word tragedy is spelled. It is spelled TRAGEDEIGH. Okay, this is a subreddit dedicated to the most ridiculous baby names, whether currently, in the past, upcoming, wherever you might see them. So people send screenshots all the time of like a Facebook friend and they're like, oh, we're about to have a baby shower for insert baby's name here. It might be on a birth certificate that they've seen. It might be like a post where somebody says, hey, I was at the store and somebody shouted this name out loud and I attempted to spell it and put it in the subreddit. Now, I will do you all a favor if you're not on Reddit. And if you are, I recommend this subreddit because it's a shock sometimes. They have there's like different community highlights, I guess is what they're called on Reddit. And this one particularly has a community highlight called Band Name List. And this is not names that they don't want to hear about in the subreddit. This is names that they've gotten so many posts on before, they don't want to see these names repeated. Okay, let me say that again. They have seen so many of these peculiar out there names that they have had to ban those names from the subreddit so they hear different names, because this outlandish list is already been overused, essentially. And I was scrolling through it and I was like, there is no way that these names have been mentioned more than once in the subreddit. And it turns out they are. Okay, this is a thread where you can post names that you've seen way too often in this sub. These names are usually baby announcements, memes, TikToks, and basically anything that goes viral. We understand the excitement of finding a new tragedy, but at this point we are getting way too many duplicates and need to start limiting these submissions. No one wants to see the same content over and over. I'm going to read you a few of these, okay? And let me just go ahead and throw this out there. It's your world, it's your life, it's your kid, it's your whatever. Don't take it personal. It's the internet. Everyone's going to have thoughts and opinions. And if you don't like it, that's okay. All right. Band names. Starting off strong, we have Absidy. And the only reason I know how to pronounce that is because I've seen this one before. It's literally spelled ABCDE, but people pronounce it Absidy. Ows. I'm going to attempt to say them and then spell them for you. Ows. AEIOUZ. Hate that. Erica. AIRWRECKA. This is probably pronounced honesty. AW''NASTY. Blessica. BLESSICA. Demure Gray. What would this one be? Gidency. Gideons. GY''DENCE. Strong submission here in the middle. Hashtag. We have Klansman. KLANSMYN. Oh my God, what is this one? Kivilin? KV, capital III. So it's like capital K, capital VII. Or is it K? 5, 6, 7, 8. Just cracked the mystery on this. It's Caitlin, you guys. It's Caitlin. It's fucking Caitlin. That was real time me figuring that out because it is Roman numerals VII, which is 8. So it is capital K, VII, which is 8, and then LYN. So that is Caitlin, by the way. There's no way there's... All right, now I'm pissed. Okay, get them banned. Now I'm pissed. You've got to be fucking kidding. Oliver Garden. Right. Nevea is a classic. Heaven spelled backwards. Like 10 years ago, that was like monumental for a name. Rumor, Sneak, Sausage, Table. Tyner, Tyner. Wheatlyn, Whetlyn. Oh, I'm sorry, Wheatlyn. Right. I am truly shocked. Whatever happened to the regular spelling of Ashley or Caitlin or Katie? Like, I don't need 45 different versions of that name. I get you want to be different and quirky, but like, for the love of God, your name's Caitlin. It's only so original, you know what I'm saying? Have a blast with the middle name. That's my advice. Have a fun time picking out a unique, out there middle name. Maybe combine both the mom and dad's names. Do whatever you have to do. But this is like going to be a pandemic, I fear. Okay? This subreddit terrifies me. Also, even people that I'm friends with from like high school and college on Facebook, when they're like, Baby Magnolia Crimson Red Jane Boo is here. Hey, what are we doing? That is setting your kid up to be bullied. I'm literally just saying, okay? But also I think about every time in my life up until this point at the ripe age of 30, the amount of times I've had to write my full name down on legal documents, on standardized tests, at the DMV, at hospitals. I can only imagine how humiliating that is to write a name that is just so out there. And it's like, why? What is the competition here? I'm just asking. Like, why are we trying to be so creative? It's also like no one's ever going to be able to pronounce it right on the first try. Like, I just don't. Now listen, if it's a family name, if it's a name that's been passed down, if it's something meaningful to you, by all means. But when we're just getting ridiculous at this point, just to have this shock factor, it needs to stop. I am sick of these names. Okay? I'm going to read you a few more. This one's, like, to me, this is just ridiculous. Henry. But it's spelled Heighhnreigh. Unnecessary. Someone submitted this and they said, my friend sent me this as potential baby names for her baby girl. Lakeland Nicole, of course, Nicole with an H. Frankie Nicole. Brinley Nicole. Novalee Ray, Finley, spelled Finnleigh, Willow Lorraine, Amelie Lynn, spelled Ameligha, Linley Nicole. I'm getting mad just reading these. Let's bring back normal baby names. I even love like old names, like Carol, Gertrude, Margaret. What, these like older names? I just don't understand what we're doing, to be quite honest. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. It is what it is. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. Okay? Take with that what you will. I'm not here to offend anybody. I just think this is did I say pandemic earlier? I meant to say an epidemic. This is an epidemic. Your poor kids are just going to have a really tough time growing up. Some of them are so long, I don't even know if they're going to fit on legal documents. I just, what are we doing? Thank you for clicking on this episode today. This is Girl on the Internet podcast. I'm your host, Kayla. Hello, hi, what's up? Listen, guys, lock in for a second. I'm going to be real serious for a second, okay? Are you locked in? If you're driving, close your eyes. Imagine you're in a better place. Imagine you're on vacation. Actually, go ahead and take your hands off the steering wheel and just kind of zone in here for a second. If you are on a walk, I just want you to go stand in the middle of the road and I want you to put your hands on your head and just take 3 deep breaths. Okay. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Okay. May is Mental Health Month. You heard that right. May is Mental Health Month. I have nothing to say that is like sponsored or gimmicky or whatever. I just want to sit here and remind you how important mental health is. And I have talked about it on this podcast before. I've talked about it on my YouTube channel. I've been very open, very transparent about my own mental health struggles, about things in my life that have been part of my own mental health journeys, diagnosis, things like that. And I just want to remind you for a minute that your mental health is the most priceless, precious thing that you have and you have control over for the most part. I understand there are a lot of mental health diagnoses that, brain disorders, quite literally, where you feel like you're out of control with your thoughts, your behaviors, your, impulses, whatever. But for what it's worth, you at least have some control over your mind and body. And it is so worth it, like truly a priceless value to take care of yourself, of your mental health, of your well-being, because your brain is just the full control system of your entire body. How you feel, how you sleep, how you behave, how you interact with other human beings, how you go to work, how you go to school, so much. How we process new things, how we process old things, how we deal with trauma, how we deal with anxiety, fear, compulsions, like all these different things. And it can be hard and very intimidating to figure out, where do I start? Like, I just feel depressed, or I just feel anxious. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have the resources. I'm going to put a lot of available resources, free resources, in the description of this audio and video. If for anybody out there that's stumbling across this video needs them, if you know anybody that needs them, feel free to share as well. I know we have gotten better as a society to talk about mental health. It was such a taboo topic so many years ago. Like, you would be damned if you said, I have anxiety or I have depression, all these different shows and movies joking about going to a shrink or like, you're crazy, when like we're so past that. We live in a society too that is so fast paced and so much is happening and so much media and information and news is constantly being shoved down our throats, what feels like pretty much nonstop these days, especially in the era of doom scrolling and getting bad news and seeing what's happening in the government if you live in the United States, or just generally like what's happening in the world. Humans were not meant to get that much information that fast in that short amount of time. And I think whether or not you have a diagnosis of any kind regarding your mental health, I still think this timeline that we're living in with this constant overload of information, it has all affected us and our mental well-being to some capacity. Like, it's really hard just to like turn off social media or to turn off the news or to just not listen to anything. So I do think wholeheartedly everybody has been impacted by the current society and age that we live in because of technology and social media and just nonstop information. So with that, your mental health is so important. There are ways to take care of yourself. I personally, obviously I'm not a doctor, but I highly recommend seeking out help with a medical professional provider. It's very tempting at times to want to self-diagnose or just, Google your symptoms and see if you can figure something out. But I highly recommend, starting with your primary care physician and going from there, seeing if you can get some answers on how you're feeling and why you're feeling a certain way. I also am a huge supporter and believer in therapy and medication, and also doing things in your life to support your mental health. If you are in a toxic work environment and your mental health is draining and you feel like you are just going insane and you have no energy for anything, it might be time to quit that job. If you are in a relationship that drains you and it just completely makes you feel worthless and like you're nothing, it might be time to leave that relationship. If you have a parent who you are doing your best to keep in contact with, but they are just full of negative energy and they are narcissistic or they belittle you or they are horrible to you, it's okay to cut them off. All of those things I just said are much easier said than done. Obviously, in today's political climate and economy, you can't just like go into work and quit your job and like all is well. I understand that. But your mental health is more important than a job, especially when you're replaceable. Okay. You work yourself to death. God forbid something happens, they can replace you. You quit, you get fired, you get laid off, you are replaceable. Okay. You are not replaceable in your everyday life. You're not replaceable to your family, to your children, to your friends, to your significant other. Those parts of your life are the most important, the most valuable, and you are not replaceable in those situations. How you show up in your relationships, friendships with your kids, family, whoever, that's where you want to preserve the most mental energy for. That is where you want to give your full attention, your best energy, your happiest energy. You don't want to feel debilitated and sad and run down and tired and angry and depressed and anxious around the people that mean the most to you, around people that are truly priceless and make life worth living. Okay. If something is bothering you, if you just can't keep up with your own mind, your thoughts are racing, you just can't seem to catch a break, definitely look into taking care of your mental health. May is such an important month that we have recognized mental health and how it matters and that there's awareness. And again, I will link resources below, but make sure you take time for yourself, especially in such a fast-paced world where things are just overwhelming, as I've already said, and it feels like you literally just can't slow down sometimes. Even if you give yourself 2 minutes or 5 minutes of just phone off, eyes closed, sitting in a dark room, deep breaths. Maybe you go sit in your car. Maybe you, I don't know, fill in the blank. There are a lot of ways to get creative, especially if you have a busy, chaotic life. Maybe you have a lot of kids and you're like, I don't have time to like sit and be quiet and like meditate or whatever. There are a lot of available options depending on like what your life circumstances look like. Okay. Because not everybody can meditate for an hour in silence. Like that's not realistic for a lot of people. So this is just my friendly reminder to you to take care of yourself and your brain and your emotions and your anxieties. And it's okay if you need help. It is okay if you need to go talk to somebody. It is okay if you need medication. It's okay if you have to slow down in life. It's okay if you're not okay. But you will get through it. It might be one hell of a journey, a lot of speed bumps on the way, but you're going to get through it. But it does start with the first steps of getting help. And while we're on the topic of mental health, I invite you to join me in this episode on learning how to purposefully and intentionally slow down your life. All right. Here I go, giving a big disclaimer because, again, sometimes things are taken out of proportion on the internet or people are like, hold on. Actually, this is a really like important thing I do want to share really quick. Is it bean salad theory, or is it bean soup theory? Okay. If you're not chronically online like myself, I think this developed on TikTok. And hold on. Don't fast forward this episode. I have a point, I promise. Bean soup theory, I'm going to read exactly what Google is telling me, is a social media phenomenon describing users who act entitled to content, demanding it fit their specific needs, often centering themselves in spaces not designed for them. The original content came from this girl who made a massive heaping crockpot recipe of bean soup. So you can imagine a shit ton of different beans in a soup. And there were a lot of comments saying, what if I don't like beans? What if I don't like that kind of bean? But I don't like the taste of beans. Can I do this with tomatoes? Do I have to put beans in this? Different things like that. So this was just simply a recipe that this girl was sharing, and it turned into this big theory, essentially, that you might share something online and people have the tendency to make it all about themselves. Hey, if it doesn't apply to you, keep scrolling. If it doesn't apply to you, skip. Like, it's not, listen, I watch videos all the time of people doing like health related things, like watch me put on my prosthetic leg for the day. I don't have a prosthetic leg. I'm not an amputee, but like, am I going to watch it? Yeah, but I'm not going to comment like, hey man, like, what is this content? I have a leg, like, so bean soup theory is very important to me because it is interesting how self-centered people online have become when you can just simply scroll. If it doesn't apply to you, if you don't like the recipe, if you don't want eggs in your salad, if you don't want lettuce in your salad, if you don't want tomatoes because you don't like tomatoes, you don't have to freaking use tomatoes. Or maybe just the recipe's not for you and you can find something else. Shocker. With that, I feel like I'm preaching to the wrong audience because I feel like You get it. My people here on Girl on the Internet, we get it. We're just like, chill, we get it. So with that, when I invite you to slow down, I recognize that everybody lives a very, very different life. Some people work 4 jobs. Some people have a lot of kids. Some people are maybe caregivers for a parent or an elderly family member, etc., etc., etc. I understand some people can quite literally not slow down because their life never stops. I get that. In whatever way you can bring this into your life or practice these things, I encourage you to do so, okay? If there are ways for you to slow down, you should, and it is good for you. And also May is Mental Health Month, so I think it just kind of goes hand in hand. This actually popped into my head the other day as something that I wanted to talk about because I have been somebody who has just been kind of fast my entire life. I chronically talk fast, I walk fast, I do things fast. Out of no real reason other than like it's efficient. I don't want to seem lazy. I want to seem like I'm like paying attention. I'm getting things done. The talking fast thing, now I was just born with that, baby. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she was born with it. Okay. My claim to fame is like I came out of the womb talking fast. That's just like part of who I am. Also, I realized when I finally got my diagnosis like 3 years ago, that I also have ADHD. So it kind of tracks. However, there have been moments in life, especially as of recently, where I have just been moving so fast. And I find myself with my shoulders pulled up toward my ears, my jaw is clenched, my teeth are clenched, maybe my forehead is furrowed. I'm sweating. Like I just find myself in like fight or flight for no reason. Hey, so I'm in fight or flight and I'm actually just doing the dishes. I'm not actually being chased by a bear. Right. Okay. My body's in fight or flight and I have to take a phone call in 10 minutes. Like, let's not actually do that. It's really interesting to catch myself doing that. And I have decided I'm slowing down, and I have been slowing down for a while in a good, healthy, supportive way. Okay. As you may or may not have realized, I have posted significantly less on social media in the last, honestly, since my mom passed, in 2 years. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it 8 million more times because I just feel like it is almost my destiny to sort of share this information with you if it reaches anybody. You lose a parent, you lose someone so significant in your life, it literally alters your brain chemistry. There was a switch in my life after that happened, and I was just, something in me just said, slow down, live life, soak in every moment, and stop rushing through everything. We don't need to rush through everything to get to the next thing. And yeah, I'm talking about the movie Click that I watched for the first time that came out in 2006, and I just watched it for the first time like a few weeks ago. And I talked about it in my last episode, and if you didn't listen, go listen, okay? The movie Click, Adam Sandler, it made me sob like a baby, and I'm still pissed off at Adam Sandler, okay? It's so easy to want to rush through the mundane things and like get on to the next thing or get to the next exciting thing, or just even rushing through your chores or like the things you don't want to do or cleaning the house. And because of that, I feel like for me personally, I was just living in a high state of stress constantly. Okay. I feel like I was genuinely in fight or flight all the time, and I was just doing simple household chores, or I was just doing simple little things. Okay. When I feel that coming on, when I'm like, even when I'm getting groceries, I'm like, you know, I just feel like things are going a million miles an hour. I have the control and the ability to slow down. I just have to do it. Just do it. Okay. So with that, you do have to have a little bit of inner guidance. You have to be able to kind of like look at yourself from the outside and be like, hey, you're doing that thing again. You need to slow down. And for me, it's like when I'm doing dishes and I'm cleaning, and I joke all the time with Chris that I'm a tornado in the kitchen. Like when I'm cooking, when I'm cleaning, when I'm in the kitchen, my metaphor is that I am a tornado. I bounce here and I go there and I do this. I'm kind of like loud. I'll, clang dishes or, slam doors on accident. And it's not because I'm trying to like do something extra fast. That's just like how I operate. And I've decided to intentionally start slowing down because what's the rush? In my situation for this thing that I'm dealing with at the moment, what is the rush? Why do I need to be moving a million miles an hour to vacuum? Why do I need to be going at high speed, full speed, 125% when I'm doing the dishes, when I'm unloading groceries into the house? I actually can drop my shoulders, take a deep breath, unclench my jaw, and do things slowly. What a concept. What a concept. It sounds simple, sounds easy, but again, believe it or not, I've been living majority of my life on full blast, moving fast, doing things fast, and taking no time in between to just rest or to just move slowly. Have you ever had a slow morning? Maybe a day you don't have to work, a weekend, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, when you are just lazy bones. You might wake up, maybe you shuffle down the stairs, slowly think about brewing a pot of coffee, and just sit on the couch and just like embrace a warm cup of coffee. Maybe watch your favorite old cartoon and just intentionally slow down. Because I think of it too, life is so bizarre in ways that like you don't ever get moments back. You know, you can have routines and consistency and things that might happen day after day after day, but like there are certain moments you just don't get back. Like we got dinner with Chris's family last night and we don't ever get to have that specific moment back. We can have dinner with them again. We can, hang out again, but that specific moment on that specific day at that time of life won't ever come back. So it's like, why not embrace it? Why not slow down, soak it in, embrace it? That's how I've decided to start living life, being more intentional, slowing down, trying to be on my phone less. The social media posting too just comes from like wanting to not burn out, but also to be like, I don't really owe anybody anything. Like I also need to protect my mental health and protect my own sanity and to not feel like I'm just like, on the, what do they call it? The hamster wheel or whatever, where I'm just endlessly, okay, can I talk? Can I slow down? Endlessly chasing something that has no end, basically. So I've said it again, I'll say it again, I'll say it again, I'll say it again. If I don't post consistently, it's not because I don't care. It's not because I don't love this. It's just like sometimes I just need a week where I'm not uploading and staring at video of myself or listening to myself talk. It's just like, I need a break. I need to slow it down. I don't need to do this. I need to just relax, do something else. I need to shift my mindset and focus on different things. And that is a-okay. All right. I know life is hard for everybody at baseline. Like life is crazy right now. And it gets even more stressful if you have a sick relative, children, 2 jobs, financial stress. Like add on any stressors that exist, it gets even more overwhelming. And you really just feel like you're like, I can't slow down because I don't have time and I can't, or I will stop or things won't get done. And I get that. Trust me, I wholeheartedly get that. I just challenge you to find ways that you can intentionally slow down. Even if it's, even if it's like you wake up a little bit earlier so you can actually sit and enjoy, for example, your cup of coffee instead of pouring it in your to-go container and like chugging it on your drive to work and then like having it done by the time you get to work. Maybe wake up a little bit earlier and just enjoy that cup of coffee seated at your couch or your kitchen table and just slow down, right? Maybe it's putting your phone away like before you go to bed at night, which is actually something that I've been trying to do. I have just been doing some basic yoga poses, stretching, movement activities before I go to bed. Instead of just staring at my phone for 4 hours and scrolling, I've been trying to do more intentional things like stretch or move a little bit or foam roll my back or whatever it is. Because that feels more intentional. It's more purposeful. It is allowing me to slow down. It takes my mind off social media or the desire to doom scroll, that like dopamine rush that everybody so desperately craves all the time. I've gotten back into just like some analog crafts and activities, my film photography, crafting, things that don't require this like fast, high-paced energy that also in return have a very quick turnaround, instant gratification vibe to it. Film photography, not instant gratification. It has given me the opportunity to wait, to be excited, to intentionally think about how I'm going to use my, 40 frames of film instead of just wasting it. I did a crochet night the other night with some of my friends. I was learning how to crochet on an embroidery hoop for the first time. It forced me to slow down. It forced me also for like 2.5, 3 hours to literally not touch my phone because I had to lock in to the girl that was teaching the class. I had to like really participate and sit and listen and slow down. And those are just examples of things that I think you can slow down. And you know what? I even do the same thing now when I'm driving. There are times where I'm like, I'm not even running late. I just like drive fast because I'm like, I got places to be. Don't slow down. Come on, let's go. Traffic. Go. Like I get road rage like no other. And I'm working on that. Okay. I also try to imagine perspective. Maybe the person in front of me that's going really slow just got in an accident. Maybe the person in front of me is old. Maybe the person in front of me just doesn't want to go above the speed limit because they're afraid of giving a ticket. Perspective is everything. And just taking that time to slow down and like not be so full of road rage and just think it's like, we got to go fast, go. Like, listen, I lived in Charlotte for several years. The road rage kind of gives it to you. But now I'm working on, literally I'll be driving to work sometimes or driving home and I'm like speeding to get to where I need to go. And again, it's not because I'm running late. It's just because I want to get there. I want to get out of the car. I want to be done. Sometimes I'll look at the speed that I'm going and I'm like, this is not safe. I have no rush. My life is not worth this. Like, God forbid I get in an accident. Like, none of this is worth it. It's not worth it to put my life at risk or anybody else's because I'm driving so fast, not recklessly, just fast. And I'll literally just look at my speed and I'll just like take my foot off the gas a little bit and just go slower on purpose. Not too slow. Like I at least go at the minimum. I was minimally going the speed limit because I'm going to be that person. But I'm like, I can get over in the right lane and just slow it down, especially when I'm not in a rush. Like what am I speeding home for? Like home is going to be there when I get there. The pets are going to be there. You know, Chris will be there later. Ain't no rush. Just like slow it down. And it's been a big perspective change for me. It's been very healing. It has been comforting to just intentionally slow down in any area that I can for what I can. Okay. Because I get it. Life is fast. Things feel fast. Everything is instant gratification. Everything is just fast, constant overload of information. So when you have the opportunity for any task that comes your way, again, when it's appropriate, to just slow down. When I do my freaking sourdough, it usually takes me 2 full days to make a loaf. And if I do it in one day and I don't cold proof, it still takes me several hours because of the stretch and folds and the bulk ferment time. The time has to just sit and rest. Get into hobbies where it takes time or practice or does not have instant gratification. I promise it changes you as a person. I have just really sort of, shifted away from things that just give me instant gratification all the time. It doesn't mean I stop doing them completely and they don't exist. Clearly, I still use a smartphone and I take photos on my phone all the time. Like instant gratification still exists, but just little ways where you can, again, lack of a better word, just slow down. Just take time, take deep breaths, realize that things aren't really going anywhere. Again, there are certain scenarios and situations where like you have to act fast, emergencies, etc. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking, you doing the dishes is not an emergency. You should not be in fight or flight. You should not feel so stressed and tense. You should not be jaw clenched while scrolling on your phone. You shouldn't be like me and be a tornado in the kitchen and just going 1,000,000 miles an hour while you're cooking dinner. Hey, guess what? I actually invite you to make your dinner tonight or whatever next meal you're going to make. Slow it down. Put on a nice, cozy, fun playlist, like very low tempo, no house music, nothing, no ragers, okay? Put on something slow, like a slow jazz or like early 2000s mix that's just like, calming. Play it out loud, put it on a speaker, put in some headphones, and I want you to actually like take time making your next meal. Even if it's you romanticizing your next bowl of cereal. I just want you to just go slow. Just meander through your kitchen, grab the bowl, maybe take time to read the side of the cereal box as you're just pouring in your Special K red berries. Best cereal ever, by the way. Not up for debate. There are ways to slow down. I promise. Okay, I have another example because all I'm going to keep doing is giving examples. Sometimes after I go to the bathroom, after I get potty, you're ever done peeing and you like zip up your pants and put your belt on so fast you're like, that was 0.1 seconds. Even things like that, I'm like, why am I rushing? Why am I on edge to just put my belt on and go? If you're a video watcher, that was a lot more interesting than it was for audio listeners. Just little things where I'm like, why am I rushing? Oh my God. It just gets exhausting after a while. And I think that's what sparked a lot of this determination to slow down, because I'm like, it will burn you out when you're constantly like at 100% fight or flight. I'm sure there's some kind of hormones and chemicals in your body that are just running at an all-time high and they don't need to be. Again, I'm not being chased by a bear. I'm doing the dishes. My stress levels do not need to be that high when I'm scrolling on TikTok, actually. Like, that's not healthy, okay? So for what it's worth, I want you to find little bits during your day to just slow down. Just take things that you would normally do really fast or rush through it or just get it done just to get it done. And I challenge you to just give it a little extra time, a little extra attention. Even if it's something that you hate or you're not looking forward to, you can give yourself a little extra time with it. And I want you to, again, to relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. I always say to my patients, so they remember, you sniff the roses and you blow out the birthday candles. So we get that proper inspiration and expiration with our lungs and that gas exchange. So my formal invitation, inviting you cordially to slow down, to take a deep breath, to take a chill pill, if you will. Can we bring back chill pill? Can we restart that? There's a lot of like 90s, early 2000s slang that I really like, and I think we should bring back chill pill. But like in a respectful way, not in like a bitchy way. Like, you need to take a chill pill. I just want to start telling people, see? You talk so damn fast, you don't even realize you're going crazy and you're talking too fast and you're doing things too fast. Okay, ready? Here we're going. Slow down. Slow down. You're doing fine. I think we should bring back take a chill pill, but like in an endearing way. Okay. You're feeling stressed. You're feeling on edge. Hey, just take a chill pill. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be snarky. I don't want to be like, whatever major loser, take a chill pill. We're not doing that early 2000s nonsense. We're doing take a chill pill in a hypothetical, loving, reassuring way to encourage you to slow down. Hey, let's just all take a chill pill. Hey, you want one? Don't worry, I have a whole bottle on me. It's safe. Everyone's allowed to take one, even pregnant women. Okay? You want a chill pill? Here, I got you. Go ahead, take that. Make sure you drink your water, but slow down so you don't choke on it. You want a chill pill? Got you. Come here. And no, it's not weird to take hypothetical fake medication from a stranger. And I'm not a stranger, okay? You know me, I know you. I'm not a stranger. Trust me. It's cool. I think that's all I got. I just wanted to have a quick, lighthearted episode reminding you to take a chill pill, reminding you to take it slow. Do not live in fight or flight mode when you're doing basic everyday tasks, okay? You don't need that kind of stress in your life. And again, reflecting on the fact that it is me, and reflecting on the fact that it is May and mental health is important. So again, resources will be in the description of the video and the audio. Feel free to check those out. Even if it's like you need to just get yourself a little Amazon mindful meditation, positive affirmation book where you can read a quote a day, or you get a stress ball, or you listen to meditating music or soundtracks on your way to work. There are ways to implement that. Your mental health is important. You are important. And there is no job, no circumstance, no relationship, no family member worth your sanity or your mental health. And that's just the truth. I love you, mean it. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.